chief priests and the elders. They have taken counsel now to put him to death. This is on the morning of the Passover. Go ahead and read a little bit more.
And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor.
Now they done bound him up. You know, they done had a little trumped up trial. We didn't bother read all that. The Jews had a little trumped up trial that night. Now they are delivering him up to the Gentiles. And they going to have a little trumped up trial. This is the morning of the Passover here. Let's go to Mark chapter 14. And we'll pick it up at verse 1. Mark 14, and we'll begin reading at verse 1. 14 and 1. 14 and 1. Okay. You'll read that first verse just so you'll... No. Did I say Mark 14?
Yes.
We coming here next. Let's go Mark 10 first. Mark 10. And we'll pick it up at verse 32. Because now, we read that they delivered him up to Pilate, right?
Yep.
Well, let's go and read Mark 10, and we'll pick it up at verse 32. 10 and 32. 10 and 32. And 32. Okay. Go ahead and read.
And they were in the way going up to Jerusalem.
Uh-huh.
And Jesus went before them, and they were amazed.
Uh-huh.
And as they followed, they were afraid. And he took again the 12, and began to tell them what things should happen unto him.
Now he took the 12 aside. He started to tell them the things that's going to happen to him. And this is what he told them. Go ahead and read.
Saying, Behold, we go up to Jerusalem,
and
the Son of Man shall be delivered unto the chief priests.
Now he said, we going up to Jerusalem, and the Son of Man will be delivered up to the chief priests. Go ahead, read on.
And unto the scribes.
And to the scribes. Go ahead.
And they shall condemn him to death.
Go ahead.
And shall deliver him to the Gentiles.
Now they're going to condemn him to death, the chief priests. That's who condemned him to death. Then they delivered him up to the Gentiles. Because ain't no innocent parties here. You know, Israel, they condemned him to death. Then they turned around and delivered him up to the Gentiles, like we read in Matthew chapter 27. Now they delivered him up to Pilate, delivered him up to the Gentiles. Jesus telling them what's going to happen to him. You know, they're gonna condemn him, and the chief priests, they're going to condemn him. Then they're going to deliver him up to death, deliver him to the Gentiles. Go ahead and read on.
And they shall mock him.
And they're going to mock him. Go ahead and read.
And shall scourge him.
And they going to, you know what scourge mean? That mean to whip him. You know, Jews already whipped him. You know, they whipped him. Then they delivered him up to the Gentiles. Then the Gentiles whooped him. And this is what's going to happen to him. Go ahead and read.
And shall spit upon him.
And they're going to spit upon him. Go ahead and read.
And shall kill him. And the third day he shall rise again.
And notice what he's saying. They're going to kill him. And he's going to rise again on the third day. Not a day and a half later. I'm going to throw something in here. Let's go to Matthew chapter 12 here for a minute. Matthew chapter 12. And we're going to pick it up at verse 38. Matthew 12 and verse 38. Because Jesus said the Son of Man going to be delivered up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to scourge him, and they're going to spit on him, and they're going to put him to death, and he's going to rise again on the third day, it said, didn't it?
Right.
Show you that's the day that he rose on. Start reading at Matthew 12, and we're going to pick it up at verse 38. 12 and 38. Go ahead and read.
Then certain of the scribes and of the Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we will see a sign from thee.
Now they asking Jesus, said, Master, we want to see some kind of sign from you. Go ahead and read on.
But he answered and said unto them, An evil and an adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah.
Now he said, I'm going to give you one sign, and that's the sign of the prophet Jonah. And guess what? Everybody done messed that up. He didn't give them one sign, and it was a simple one, too. Anybody that count to 3 can understand the sign. But they messed that up somehow. I'm going to give you one sign, and that is the sign of the prophet Jonah. Go ahead and read on.
For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth.
Now he said, as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in in the belly of the whale, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of, in other words, in his grave. 3 days and 3 nights. That's right. You know what they're going to do this coming Friday? They're going to tell you that Jesus died on this day. Then they're going to tell you this coming Sunday that he rose from the dead. They're going to tell you that he went in the grave Friday evening and then he rose Easter Sunday morning. Is that 3 days and 3 nights?
No. Till November.
So they couldn't even get that sign right, could they?
No.
Let's go to Daniel chapter 9, and we're going to pick it up at verse 26. Show you again about the crucifixion of Jesus. Daniel chapter 9, we're going to pick it up at verse 26. 9 and 26. 9 and 26. This is dealing with the crucifixion of Jesus, just like Matthew was dealing with the crucifixion of Jesus, just like the scripture, the psalm that he read to open up this class was dealing with the crucifixion of Jesus. Psalm chapter 22, when he said, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? That was him on the cross crying out to the Father, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? And this scripture is dealing with him too. I'm going to show you what day of the week Jesus died on. Start reading at 9 and 26. Go ahead and read.
And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off.
Now who is the Messiah? That is Jesus. You know, in the New Testament it is Christ. In the Old Testament it is Messiah. After 3 days and 3 nights, it said after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off. Go ahead and read.
But not for himself.
Who did he die for? He died for the sins of the people then, right? Not for himself. Isaiah told you who he died for. He died for the sins of the people. Go ahead and read on.
And the people of the prince that shall come and shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with the flood. And unto the end of the war, desolations are determined.
Now all that's talking about when Jesus was killed, then the Romans came down there a short time later, and they destroyed Jerusalem. Go ahead and read on.
And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week.
And what is midst?
Middle.
Midst is middle, isn't it?
That's right.
And what is the middle of the week? The middle of the week is Wednesday, isn't it? Yep. Not Friday. And in the midst of the week. Go ahead and read on.
And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and oblations to cease.
Wait a minute. In the middle of the week, he shall cause the high days to cease.
No.
It didn't say that?
No.
Well, what about the 10?
No.
Didn't say that either, did it?
Sir. No.
Well, what about the dietary law?
No.
Didn't say that either, did it?
No.
He shall cause what to cease? Sacrifices and oblations to cease. In other words, now I ain't got to kill this 4-legged animal no more once Jesus come and die. But I still got to keep the Passover because the Lord said it is to be done forever throughout all your generations in all of your dwellings. And when did it say he was cut off? In the middle of the week. Let's go to Matthew chapter 28. We're going to read just one verse, and that is verse 1. 28 and verse 1. No, we're going to read more than one verse. Matthew 28 and verse 1. 28 and 1. Because we're going to learn some stuff here. On the way to learning some stuff here.
Amen.
Matthew 28 and 1. Go ahead and read.
In the end of the Sabbath.
Well, at the end of the Sabbath. Go ahead and read.
As it began to dawn toward the first day of the week.
See, this is what I was talking about. Learning some stuff on the way to learning some stuff. What day is the Sabbath day? It is not the first day of the week. It is the day before the first day of the week. And what is the day before the first day of the week? Seven. It is the seventh day. It didn't change then when you got in the New Testament, huh? Nope. No, it didn't change. When he gave you the Sabbath day, the seventh day, it was forever throughout all generations in all of your dwellings. Wasn't nothing wrong with it, so what need was there to change it?
That's right.
Go ahead and read on.
Came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre.
Now, when is the end of the Sabbath day? As it was at the end of the